Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. I am Fredicia Liebert.
Let us partner with the planning department and let us work together to ensure that every single bit of development on the island of Nevis receive the stamp of approval of our planning department.
Minister of Physical Planning, the Honorable Spencer Brand, made that plea at a recent developers orientation seminar facilitated by the Department of Physical Planning. The purpose of the exercise, which was open to homeowners and prospective homeowners, bankers, insurance agents, architects, surveyors, and contractors, was to share information relating to the requirements for building and development, as well as improvements in the application process and planning laws.
The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a set of regulations and laws that govern the development of the island of Nevis. And if it is that the planning department were to make an error or falter in the application process, then the aggrieved person may be inclined to take the planning department and the government to court. But I want to say to you as well, it is not a one-way street. It is not a one-way traffic. The planning department also has the legislation and the authority. If they feel that developers are not following the necessary regulation, that they too can take any developer to court to comply.
Minister Brand appealed to developers on Nevis to seek the advice and approval of the Department of Physical Planning.
I want to say to you as well that I want you to protect us so that we can protect you. Now, that's a very strange statement, right? Protect us so we can protect you. The idea is that you can protect us by ensuring that you go through the entire planning process. And once you would have gone through that planning process, then you can rest assured that your structure that you intend to construct or build will be protected. And it will certainly protect the end user, the consumer. If you decide to start a project without planning approval and something go wrong and something happen, somebody get injured, then you could be in serious trouble. And we don't want any developer on the island of Nevis having to extend and expend significant sum just so that they need to remedy something that they could have avoided.
The June 1st session focused on the legal obligation to apply for development permission, the processing of applications, development control and regulation requirements, detailed plan submission, conceptual consideration and environmental impact assessment, as well as legal liability for non-compliance.
In development, there are a number of problems and issues that we need to solve before we can actually start construction. We have environmental issues, and we want to ensure that those issues are solved upfront and remedied upfront before you commence any development whatsoever. And I believe that from the outset, once those issues are solved, then you can rest assured that you will more than likely have a very smooth process of your development.
Minister of Physical Planning and Environment, the Honorable Spencer Brand. Registration is open for Culturama 48th Street vending. Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat, Antonio Abernathy Liebert, outlined how persons can register.
There is no increase in the registration fee for the food fair this year. $350 if you are doing food and drink, and then for tray operators there's a different price, and if you're a drink vendor there's a different price. I just want to reiterate that the prices remain the same. Also for Juve Morning and for the Cultural Street Parade on August the 2nd, registration for those vending days, those 2 days of vending, registration is open, so you can come on down to the Culturama Secretariat. It's only $100 per day, for street vending. If you want a season pass, where you can vend throughout Charlestown during the entire Culturama season, that vending pass is $450, and you can freely vend throughout Charlestown. Wherever there's a Culturama activity on the outside, you can vend.
Libert is encouraging persons to register.
We have had a 2-year hiatus in terms of not being able to stage Culturama because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and so we are back in full swing, and so make use of the opportunity to make some monies. Culturama is one of those activities where we give our vendors an opportunity to make some money, to generate some economic activity within the economy. That is why we put on this festival. So we are putting it on for you, the vendors. So make best use of this opportunity. Come in now, register to be a part of the vending for Culturama 48.
Culturama 48 is being held under the slogan, Fet and Celebrate Culturama 48. Meantime, the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation is inviting persons to register to be part of the Culturama 48 Junior Cultural Street Parade. Arts and Culture Manager of the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, NCDF, is Corey Tyson.
We are making a plea to parents and children to come in and register. You can do so at your school's office, or you can come on down to the offices of the NCDF, or give us a call at 469-5521 extension 6642. We start our summer camps, which will also be twinned as a mass camp, and we start that on June 27th. So for all you parents out there who are looking for activities for your children to do while on break, you can send them on down to the NCDF, and we'll be engaged in making costumes, learning folklore, learning the routines for the Junior Street Parade. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Tyson noted that registration is free of charge.
All you will need to do is just send them a little snack, and we'll take care of the rest. Remember, the parade is on July 30th. It's a Saturday. It's the same day as the food fair. And we start at the old cinema at Old Hospital Road and make our way up through town, culminating at the ETW Park. So it's going to be lots of fun. It's going to be pretty.
Still to come, national statement for St. Kitts and Nevis at Summit of the Americas. The details right after this break.
Long time we no jump up, and look how long we don't sleep. Long time we no wild out, road and that we in time out, and we just wanna be free indeed.
Fest and celebrate Nevis Culturama 48.
Welcome back. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis wishes to place on record its sincerest appreciation to the U.S. and indeed to all hemispheric partners who supported the Federation throughout the pandemic. Her Excellency Dr. Thelma Philip Brown, St. Kitts and Nevis Ambassador to the U.S., expressed her country's gratitude when she delivered the national statement for St. Kitts and Nevis on June 10th at the 9th Summit of the Americas. She said the theme of the summit, Building a Sustainable, Resilient and Equitable Future, was a timely one as countries navigate their way out of the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. She said St. Kitts and Nevis pledges to dedicate efforts at the national level to achieve the outcomes of the draft political commitments on health and resilience in the Americas, regional agenda on digital transformation, accelerating the sustainable, clean, renewable, and just energy transition, or sustainable green future, as well as the Inter-American Action Plan on Democratic Governance. She reported that St. Kitts and Nevis has begun significant work in many of these areas, which mirror the country's foreign and development policies. Ambassador Philip Brown reiterated the commitment of St. Kitts and Nevis in the spirit of inter-American cooperation towards deepening the regional integration process, while calling on all states to promote frank dialogue, mutual respect, and broad-based inclusivity as they seek to resolve issues in the hemisphere and look to the future to fight for what really matters, the betterment of our peoples and the sustainability of our planet. The deadline for the Department of Labor's Career Fair has been extended to Friday, June 17, 2022. Students of 4th and 5th Form on Nevis are invited to benefit from the Department of Labor's Career Fair 2022. The Department of Labor will host this year's Career Fair with the theme Skills Development and Opportunities for a Brighter Future. The fair, which is slated for July 11th to 15th, will highlight skills development geared towards employment opportunities and entrepreneurship. Interested 4th and 5th Form students on Nevis who have not yet completed registration forms at their respective schools are invited to visit the Department of Labor to complete the registration process. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.